There are seminars, people tell you, come see us, we'll get you a Social Security plan, and we'll do all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you your plan. It's really simple. If you're broke and you have not saved for retirement, as soon as you're not working, guess what you need to do? Turn on Social Security. There's your plan. Now, for everybody else that saved money and has money, yes, you need a plan, but it's different for everyone. In my own case, I've been married 29 years. It'll be 30 years in September of this year. Lucky me, right? And I mean that sincerely, because I was the one that married up in the relationship. You know, only one person gets to do that. So she had to go this way. Didn't work out for her the same way it did for me. But the reality is she's quite a few years younger than me. And I spent most of our entire working life doing what? Building a business, building a company. And guess what she did? She spent most of her entire adult life taking care of me. I mean, taking care of the kids. I always get that backwards. The ladies in the room know the truth. So she has not contributed into the system at the same level that I did, correct? So my plan's going to be different than it might be for someone else. Why? Because I'm going to delay my Social Security till the very last minute that I can. And in my lifetime, I may not get back the money that I deserve. But when I pass away, what does she do? She takes my Social Security, gives up hers, so there's already a loss of income when this happens. And this is what most people aren't planning for. Remember, no matter what's going on here, we are still, when one person passes away, what just happened? There's a loss of income, period, end of discussion. So the smaller Social Security goes away, she claims mine. Now, if she'll go on to live a long, healthy life, that may be my strategy to get what? The most back from Social Security of all the money I put in. The reality is, if they would just say, hey, Mark, we've looked at what you've paid in, we'll give it back to you. No interest, no anything, we'll just write you a check. Would I take that deal? 100%. We're not getting that deal, okay? But your plan should be somehow to try to maximize and get the most back of what you put in. Now let's talk about, though, how it's worked. And this is the funny thing. If you're working with, I call them big box retail firms, the one on every corner, they don't talk to you about Social Security planning. It's part of retirement. If you're going to turn 62 or older, you need to have a Social Security plan. What's the best way for you to do it? Because it's different for everybody. There's some similarities sometimes, but there is differences. All right, so we talk about Social Security, the history of Social Security. Here's the only thing you need to know there. It only, in my opinion, really worked out for one person. Anybody in the room know who it worked out for? Ida Mae Fuller. Anybody know her? I personally don't know her because she was passed away before I came around. Ida Mae Fuller is the one that absolutely it worked out for. I want to talk about her for a minute because this is something that I think is really cool. Ida Mae Fuller received her first monthly retirement check. That's the first time Social Security paid anybody. January 31st, 1940, and her check was $22.54. She got her first check. You know how proud she must have been? But here's the crazy thing. When she was putting money into the system, she put in her entire amount that she put in, you ready for this? 3 years. She totaled $24.75 is how much she put into the system. She paid in for 3 years, then she retired. She's the first one to start getting Social Security. Her first check was almost as much as she put in. She went on to live to 100 years old, and she took out $22,888. So think about that. She put in $24 and she got back $22,000. Anybody in this room believe it's going to work out that way for you? Ida Mae Fuller won the lottery when it came to Social Security, but she's the only one that's going to work out that way for. But this is interesting. So this is the basics of Social Security. You can start filing at 62. Full retirement age is somewhere between 66 and 67. Maximum is 70. So I hear all the time, is it going to go away? Is it going to just? Let me be very clear. In my opinion, this is an opinion. I always like to tell people when I'm telling you something that's an opinion, I want you to know that. If it's fact, I will tell you that. This is an opinion. Your Social Security for the people in this room is not going to go away. Now, for the people in the back of the room, over here in this corner, raise your hands, young people. Yours is going to change. And it's going to change a lot. Because the system is going to run out of money. There's a CBO, Congressional Budget Office. I'm that nerd that reads all this stuff. 2034, there's a published report by our Congressional Budget Office that's already published. You can download it. It's there. And guess what it says? They're going to cut everybody's Social Security by 25%. So if you're currently getting Social Security, they're going to cut it by 25% in the year 2034. That sounds like a long way off, but that's how far? 11 years. That is currently in published, it's in writing, it says it. Do I believe that's going to happen? No, I don't. I don't believe they will take the voting base, let's be clear, of people that are receiving Social Security and go cut their Social Security by 25%. But I think they're going to take everybody that's not getting Social Security and change it like you've never seen. Because it's the only way to keep it solvent. Does that make sense? And that's what I believe. But what is that? That's an opinion. But I think I'm pretty good on that one. I really do. Okay? So a lot of the stuff we used to do, filing, planning, suspend, some strategies we used to have, that stuff's all gone. They took it all away. No more fun like that. But here's why it's so important. I'm going to show you some slides just to give you an idea of how the impact of Social Security planning. But listen to me. I'm not telling you, oh, Mark said just delay. No, I want to show you the difference of taking it early versus delaying. But that does not mean that's what you should do. Because if you're retired and there's no money coming in, you have to have money to live on. So if I'm having to pull it out of some other bucket, it might be better to have it coming in from Social Security, especially if they plan on cutting it. Correct? So we have to really put a lot of factors into place. But here's an idea. So here's Ron and Nancy, 60 and 58. They decide to go ahead and start benefits at age 62. Life expectancy is 85 and 90, and they end up getting 1.6 million in Social Security. Okay, if they lived exactly how long they're supposed to live. So what would have happened here is Ron would have passed away at 85. She gives up the 2,200. What happened? She takes the 3,000, she goes on to live 5 more years, you add up all the benefits, and that's what they ended up getting. Okay? And I'm going back to the planning part because this is where people are making such a mistake when it comes to planning. They're not planning for a loss of income. And guess what else they're not planning for? Taxes. Do you realize it's the double whammy? Somebody passes away, married couple, somebody passes away, 2 things just happened. We lost income, and you went to the highest tax category there is. You went from married filing jointly to what? Single. Double whammy. And nobody, these people come in every day saying, I've been with Edward Jones for 20 years. I love these people. Where's your plan for this stuff? Oh, they don't do taxes. You do not have a retirement plan if it does not include taxation. Are you kidding me? Where did most people save 60, 70, 80% of their investable dollars? What kind of an account? 401, 403, right? They've never paid tax on the money. And yet no one's helping them plan to take that money out. Taxation is huge. Now look at this. They decide to delay benefits and start taking them at 67. That's a pretty good increase, isn't it? If they live the same amount of time. But if they delay all the way till age 70, so we're talking about a $4 million difference in filing strategies. But that immediately tells people, oh, I should just delay. No, that's not what I said. We have to look at a lot of things. What if they actually do cut it? How about this? Where's the money worth more? With inflation out of control, and it's going to stay out of control for a while, we'll talk about inflation in a minute, when is the money worth more to you? Today or later? Right? Think about that, guys. This is a lot of stuff we have to do. So when we build filing strategies, we're trying to look at a big holistic picture. But this is an example of what kind of difference it can make. So one of the things we do for people is help them claim Social Security. Okay, we do Social Security maximization reports, how to get you the most back in your situation.